right? We're going to take John's favorite credit card application, and we're going to say, oops, it's gold, and we're going to bump that priority up to platinum. It's grayed out because we're not allowed to tell what the name of the application is. And it's assigned to the PCI context. Okay, so I've set it to platinum. And then I select the paths that it's allowed to go on. Internet, private WAN,
or both.
Internet VPN, as you desire.
Or whatever.
No protocols to configure there, by the way. And then this is what you see. Automatically, once you start actually create the application and set a policy for it, it will automatically start to collect application performance statistics for the application. Not just packet loss and jitter, but as you'll see in a second, application transaction time. So there's this phrase that's running around, time to innocence. How many of you folks are networking versus server people? Good mix? The standard thing that always happens, it's a network problem or it's a server problem. We're able to now look at any given application transaction and break it down into its relative components. I can look at the server response time, I can look at the network transit time, and I could look at the server acknowledge time. And that allows me to very, very quickly isolate what is driving my application performance. And then the network actually manages, not to a QoS level, but it manages to a target application performance SLA. You measure something to control it. If you can't measure it, it's very, very difficult to control.
And Vijay, I think this is a very important slide because really, you know, as you mentioned, the time to innocence, it's so critical. On say, a Black Friday, what's going on? We get calls, credit cards are slow. Why? For us to do that today, it's challenging. You break out the sniffer. How long does that take? Are you going to get it in time? A screen like this is magic. Now I can clearly see that, is this a network problem or a server problem?
How many server agents do you guys think this took to deploy in your network? 0, right? No server agents, no client agents. This is directly from the network. And then you're also able to see this for cloud-based applications like Office 365, things that are encrypted where you don't have an endpoint. So you'll be able to see how application performance is varying over time and how much the server component versus the network component is impacting your application performance. Very, very powerful because when you go to the cloud, you've got two variables. One is how is your cloud provider doing in terms of delivering their infrastructure, and two is how is the unreliable connectivity going to deliver that application. Here you could see how they're both interacting and manage them accordingly. And then thirdly, my favorite, voice. Automatically, you're able to look at any of the voice or video applications that are going across your infrastructure, and you're able to look at exactly what the MOS score is. Not packet loss or jitter or latency, and then figure out how to do the n-dimensional calculus to get the answer. We actually measure and control to the MOS score for those sessions, right? Things that are very, very important when your branch or your retail store is optimized for application delivery and end user experience rather than just network connectivity. So now this is the security side. I go into vSphere, and then automatically I see my entire Palo Alto security infrastructure. What you'll see is I've got all of my instances of Palo Alto deployed. You'll see all of the rules without compromise that I've got configured in my Palo Alto branch. If I want to do URL filtering, I can do that too. And, oh, by the way, it's automatically provisioned to my branch or retail store. So there's no compromise. I spin up a new branch, automatically those security policies will follow. There's no room for mistake. It isn't automation of policy, it's removal of steps. The policy is actually bound not to the infrastructure component, but to the service. Very, very profound concept because this allows you to not only be topology or transport agnostic, it allows you to be topologically agnostic. So you could change your physical infrastructure, what it looks like, and then automatically your policy will map to that.